Hey, how's it going? Today I'm going to be talking about the book Elie Wiesel Night and what that book is. Elie Wiesel's background. Elie Wiesel was born in September 30th, 1928 in Sziget, a small town in Transylvania, which was part of Hungary. At the time, his childhood was relatively peaceful until World War II broke out and Holocaust brought unimaginable horrors to his life. The Holocaust was systematic genocide that most of the people might know of. Book, perhaps it's kind of dark, I guess, for those of you who prefer different genre of books, but that's a good depiction of what was really happening in the world at the time. But overall, Wiesel's life was forever changed when he and his family was transported to Auschwitz, one of the most notorious concentration camps, and later Buchenwald. Uh, Overall background about the author of the book and some of the horrors that he had to undergo during that period. Overall, it's a very good piece of literature. Myself, I'm interested in better understand, even if I haven't been to those particular times. I don't mind reading it. Just overall, what was happening. I have read so many different authors of that time and some of the books that has been published. This particular book, I really liked it. That's why I would like to review and perhaps recommend it to others. Night. This particular book is a personal account of Holocaust. Night is a powerful and deeply personal account of Elie Wiesel's experience during the Holocaust. The book is memoir written in the first person, and it chronicles his journey from a young boy with a strong faith in a God to a teenager who have witnessed and endured the unimaginable atrocities of Holocaust. The narratives in Night begin with a young Eliezer, the book protagonist and the representative of the Elie Wiesel himself, living a relatively normal life in Sziget. Eliezer is deeply religious and spends much of his time studying Jewish mysticism and Talmud. His life is filled with family, friends, and sense of spiritual connection. So just some of the background within regards of the book and the storyline. The dehumanization of Holocaust. However, tranquility of Eliezer's life is shattered when the Nazis invaded Hungary in 1944. The Jewish population of Side is quickly subject to increasingly oppressive and dehumanizing measures. Families has been separated, and Jews are forcibly relocated to ghettos. Soon after, they are loaded onto cattle cars, trains, and transported to Auschwitz. The dehumanization process begins with the moment that they have arrived at the concentration camps. Families are torn apart. Uh, in the book, they talk about the first encounter where they had to make particular terms as well as certain decisions that they had to make, as well as separation of the families where women had to go into one area, men had to go to other area, as well as particular terms of families where if you were underage, if you were in the good health, would you be able to work or would you be sentenced straight away? Some of the processes that for those of you up there who are looking to understand history and what was happening, it might be worth taking a look at some of the encounters of people who have been there. possessions and confiscated belongings, and prisoners are stripped of their individuality. Other counters, not this particular book that I have read, was told that they would used to have tattoos with particular numbers. In this book, they have the structure is slightly different, but either way, Elisers and his father Shlomo are subject to crucial and arbitrary treatment by the SS officers and other inmates. Lost of faith. One of the central theme of the book Night is the loss of faith, both in God and humanity. As Lizer witnessed the unspeakable cruelty and suffering from concentration camp, he began to question the existence of the just as merciful God. He grapples with the moral dilemma and how benevolent God could allow such atrocities to occur. This crisis of faith is a common theme in Holocaust literature. Survivors and witnesses struggle to reconcile their experiences with their religion beliefs. One of the most uh, poignant moment of the book is that I don't know if it's worth spoiling that for others. I'll skip that perhaps. For those out there, perhaps worth reading. It's a very interesting book overall. The bond between father and son. Throughout night, the relationship between Eliezer and his father Shlomo is a source of both strength and pain. In the harsh conditions of the concentration camp, their bonds is tested rapidly. As well as within the book, there were some examples of others undergoing similar tests. So, one way to put it, the relationship between father and son was tested to extreme difficulty, if you will. Eliezer is often torn between his instinct for self-preservation and his desire to protect his father. At the time, he feels anger and resentment towards his father for being a burden, but he also slings to the connection as source of emotional support in the minds of the horrors. Shlomo in turn tries to protect and provide for his son, even at a great personal cost. Their relationship is a microcosm of a larger struggle for survival and humanity in the concentration camps. It's a testament of enduring love between family members and the lengths to which individuals will go to care for one another in the face of extreme adversity. Throughout the book, there's constantly where would be a test, especially in the second half of the book. Very interesting. There's the way how this book is structured. Either way, so it is some of the things that I perhaps myself concentrated on, but not necessarily this is what you will find reading this book, right? For those of you who like to understand more business, I have published my own book. In the book, I'm sharing a lot of information. For those of you who like to learn more, I'm sharing everything what you would need to know before starting your own business, running a company. If you already have an existing company, there's some information there, as well as if you're looking to perhaps invest in different businesses, or how you should base your decisions, what should be important, what areas you should look at, as well as understanding different markets currently, as well as within a matter of perhaps next 5 years or 10 years, where the market's gonna be. I'm sharing a lot of information for those of you who starting out, so it will be easy to understand, as well as the way how I structure every chapter. It will be easy to understand, to pick up, but I'm progressing to more complex ideas. So it's something for everyone. You can find this book in the description below, as well as Top Retailers has it. The silence of the world. In this book, Night, also author addresses the silence and the indifference of the world in the face of Holocaust. Throughout the book, Eliezer and the other inmates are aware of the world beyond the camp, remaining largely ignorant of the suffering. The silence of the world is both literal, and the outside world does not intervene to stop the genocide, and symbolize as it represents the lack of empathy and action in the face of immense human suffering. Uh, Overall, a book, and the key message of the book, if you would read full book, you understand where it starts, where it ends, and what is the message of the book. If you will only understand if you would, I will highly recommend if you read entire book. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.